what are we doing this evening? So this is our Festivus episode. It'll kind of follow the same format as our usual episodes, and then we'll have about an hour of time where we're hanging out with the RfRx team. We may have a few guest appearances in there as well. We're going to do some Festivus activities like the Airing of Grievances and Feats of Strength. There may even be some claims of miracles. I don't know if anyone's eating meatloaf. I don't think we're cooking meatloaf this evening, but someone might be. We'll see. We're going to do that for about an hour. And then we will still have Q&A, so y'all can get involved in the program. As always, if you have a question that you want to ask, whether it's about Festivus or something else that we're doing or something unrelated, but maybe holiday related, type it in the chat. It helps us out if you will type the word question in all caps before your question. And that way we know you want us to collect those and ask them at the end. So we'll do a few minutes of Q&A. And then we'll wrap up and go straight to the hangout. We don't really need an RFR moment this evening because we're just here celebrating. We're having Festivus. That's the moment that we're having. So at the end of the program, we'll go to the hangout and we're going to continue having a good time and celebrating our community and ourselves and being here rather than someplace that we don't want to be. So thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. And I do want to now introduce our other co-hosts who you may recognize that are joining us to help facilitate the activities this evening. First up, we have Glenda Jordan, who lives in Las Vegas, works full-time as an artist, model, and entertainer. She grew up on a farm south of Nashville, Tennessee, where she was indoctrinated into the Southern Baptist faith from birth. Murfreesboro, the one Rob can never pronounce. We have a support group there. Yep, that would be it, Tennessee. And after deconstructing in college, she became involved in activism for various causes, joining the third wave intersectional feminist movement, which we'll do an episode about in the future. Glenda believes that liberation from the patriarchy and the destructive influence of misogynistic faiths are inexorably linked. Focusing on atheistic feminism and sex positivity, Glenda is an active volunteer with RFR and other nonprofit organizations and her local queer communities. Other passions include fantasy and sci-fi, Star Trek, art history, traveling, and national parks. And when she's not in her studio or doing marathon Zelda gaming sessions, Glenda enjoys spending time with her partners and friends. Welcome, Glenda. Good to have you here. Cannot wait to hang out with you for Festivus. And Rob, who else do we have with us?
Well, we have David Teachout, who is no stranger to people who attend these RfRxs, because I think he's talked about how many we have 217. Did I say online? He's done at least 200 of them. I didn't look exactly, but it's something like that. So David Teachout is a mental health therapist and consultant who teaches how relationships are at the heart of our humanity. He grew up as a Christian fundamentalist, attending a Bible college where he earned a bachelor's in theology and psychology. During his studies there, he deconverted and has been on a journey of appreciating humanity and all the stories we create to build meaning and purpose. He has a master's degree in both forensic psychology and counseling psychology, and is currently focused on studying philosophy, ethics, and law. I don't know where he finds the time for all these things. David has been actively working within the field of psychology as a therapist, social worker, consultant, and subject matter expert for over 15 years. In his spare time, he enjoys reading a lot, and he always says feel free to look him up on Goodreads. He loves to participate in fitness events and getting out in nature as much as possible. Where does he find the time? David's business can be found at lifeweavings.com, and his writings can be followed and subscribed to at humanitiesvalues.com. Humanities, that's plural, values.com. Welcome, David.
Awesome. Thank you, David and Glenda, for joining us. Cannot wait to hang out with y'all and celebrate Festivus. And in order for us to do that, Rob, for people who don't know, do you want to tell us a little bit about what Festivus is?
So yes, so Festivus is a real thing. Some people in Nepal, as I can see, I never heard of some of my in real life people I talked to this week telling me I was going to do this. I thought I was making it up. They had never heard of this, which astounded me because it's all over the interwebs. It has been for quite a long time. So I put together a little video to describe it, and it basically comes from one episode of one television show. That is how this was brought to the world. It was actually celebrated, as you'll hear later, by an individual before the TV show happened, but it was made famous and it spread because it was written into the plot of one episode of this TV show. So let me get that on my screen here. And I will share it with you as soon as I figure out how to do that. Okay, so I have to hit share and then share the sound. There we go. You should be able to see can you see the products there in that panel?
I can see the products, yes.
Okay, so that is in fact, I don't remember if I got this from Amazon or just a regular Google search, but there's tons of products and things out there for this holiday. I'm gonna hide my panel and now play this video that is excerpts of the parts of the one episode that the episode had a bunch of subplots, but this was the primary one about Festivus. So tell me when it starts playing the video part. If you can't hear it, tell me. No audio yet. This is just the Amazon or Google screen. Here we go.
Okay, I see the video.
Okay.
Nothing. It's a card from my
Yep,
dad.
we can hear it.
Wait.
Dear son, happy Festivus? What is Festivus?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
When George was growing
Jerry,
up,
no.
his father
No.
hated all the commercial and religious aspects of Christmas,
Yeah.
so he made up his own holiday.
Oh, and another piece of the puzzle falls into place.
All right.
And instead of a tree, didn't your father put up an aluminum pole?
Jerry,
No.
stop it.
And then weren't there feats of strength that always ended up with you crying?
Can't take it anymore. I'm going to work. You happy now?
I got your message. I haven't celebrated Festivus in years. What is your interest?
Well, just tell me everything, huh?
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way.
What happened to the doll?
It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
That must have been some kind of doll.
She was. And at the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
And is there a tree?
No, instead there's a pole. Requires no decoration. I find tinsel distracting.
Frank, this new holiday of yours is scratching me right where I itch.
Let's do it then.
All right.
Festivus is back! I'll get the pole out of the crawl's face.
Well, happy Festivus.
What is that? Is that the pole?
George, Festivus is your heritage. It's part of who you are.
That's why I hate it.
Look, it's a big dinner Tuesday night at Frank's house. Everyone's invited.
George, you're forgetting how much Festivus has meant to us all. I brought one of the cassette tapes. Read that poem.
I can't read it. I need my glasses.
You don't need glasses, you're just weak. You're weak.
Leave him alone!
All right, George. It's time for the Festivus Feats of Strength.
Get it off! No Feats of Strength! I'm Festivus!
It's made from aluminum. Very high strength to weight ratio.
I find your belief system fascinating.
Hey, happy Festivus, everyone!
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it.
Jerry,
Gwen, how did you know I was here?
Kramer told me.
Another Festivus Miracle.
And now, as Festivus rolls on, we come to the Feats of Strength.
Not the Feats of Strength.
This year, the honor goes to Mr. Kramer.
Oh, gee, Frank, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I have to work a double shift at H&H.
I thought you were on strike.
Yeah, well, I caved. Frank, no offense, but this holiday's a little out there.
Kramer, you can't go. Who's gonna do the Feats of Strength?
How about George?
Until you pin me, George, Festivus is not over.
Oh, please, somebody stop this.
Let's rumble!
I think you can take him, Georgie.
Hey, come on, be sensible.
Stop crying and fight your father.
Ow! Oh, I got
This is the best Festivus ever!
So I got this meme just today with the date of the party that was being celebrated in that show. So there you go. The origin of the holiday.
I love it. Let's rumble. Excellent, excellent series of episodes. I think that's more than one Seinfeld episode, isn't
No,
it?
no,
Is
it
that
was
all
only one.
one?
It was only one episode.
Wow. Okay. I felt like it was more than that. Well, there you go. The memory is a tricky thing. But that is an excellent episode. And I'm seeing notes in the chat that people have been celebrating this ever since they saw that episode.
Fantastic.
I love it. So, Festivus is one of my favorite Christmas holidays, and people may have heard mention of Festivus Miracles during that and our earlier introduction. I think we have our first real Festivus miracle
What
of
is
the
it, Cara?
evening. So
What?
we have a surprise visit from a surprise guest who has a festival miracle to share with us. It's Steve Chikaitis, who you may have remembered from a previous episode. He came and talked with us about interfaith marriage, interfaith family, marriage, and parenting with mutual respect a few months back. Steve is actually one of our super duper cool RFR volunteers and directors of our RFR Ambassador program. And he is here to join us today to tell us about a real Festivus miracle. Steve, where are you?
Hey, Kara, how's it going?
Hey, it is going well. How are you?
Awesome. Well, I'm wearing my Festivus sweater, which is, it says Festivus for the rest of us. It's got the Airing of Grievances and the Feats of Strength on the other side. It's got the pole in the middle. So I'm ready to go.
Hey, Steve,
This is awesome.
mine says Feats of Strength champion. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. I guess you won.
Ooh.
I guess you beat me. But guess what? I got my pole here.
All right.
So it's so funny this morning. So Cindy, my wife, has been doing the 12 days of Christmas for me. So for each of the days, she gets me, 12 socks and then 11 candies or whatever. So today, with it being the second day of Christmas, she got me 2 things of beef jerky and then this, which is a little Festivus kit because she knew it was Festivus today. So I'm gonna open this kit because it's hilarious. So it came with the pole. And the poll actually talks. It says 4 sayings from George's dad. So I'll just click one.
Not hearing it.
Oh, you're not hearing it? Okay.
It sounds like those insects that Rob told us about that might have caused
It
the.
wasn't just you, Cara, this time. I think
so funny.
Steve's Zoom audio filter is blocking it out.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It probably thinks it's background noise, but
Yeah.
it should be the main feature. I should be the background noise, and this thing should be the main feature. But so this poll here, actually, my cat. The reason why my cat was up here is because she was trying to play with this.
So
but in the kit,
I think that's another anti-Festivus miracle that did not work, Cara. That's what I think.
Oh, an anti-miracle.
So in this kit, if anyone's familiar with the episode, there's actually, so George realizes that instead of handing out gifts, he can just make a donation to a fund in someone's name, but then realizes that I don't really necessarily have to put any money towards it. I can just make up a fund. So he makes up one called the Human Fund.
The Human Fund.
Yeah, so I've got 5 special cards here that are going to be donated to people or given to people, and it's going to be basically that a donation was made to the Human Fund on their behalf. So it's pretty funny. There's also some magnets in here, like a Festivus Miracle and stuff. It's just a great little kit. You can actually get it on Amazon. So, but yeah. So I guess there's a Festivus Miracle that Carol wants me to talk about, but I have another one first, and I feel that the biggest Festivus miracle happened a couple days in advance, but I got to see my good friend Dr. Dale Ray came to my neck of the woods, and we got to hang out and have breakfast. So we actually didn't get into the Feats of Strength, which is probably a good thing for me. But it was early, and I think that's probably why we didn't do that. There was a few airing of grievances, so that was, par for the course.
On both sides, Steve? Was it on both sides?
I mean, yeah, I would say it was, I'd say it was on both sides. So no, it was a really good meeting, and I got to meet with his nephew as well, which is really cool. And now we're also best buds, and now we have each other's phone numbers and we get to hang out. So
That is a true Festivus
that
miracle.
is a true
How could
Festivus
one
miracle.
deny that?
Absolutely. So the other Festivus miracle that Kara wants me to mention is that I put up the pre-order for my book that's coming out on March 23rd. So I did this on purpose. I did the 23rd of December as Festivus to say it's a Festivus miracle to announce the pre-order. The 23rd of March happens to be International Atheist Day. And then I'm hoping to have the audiobook done for the 6th of June, which is International Humanist Day. So I just kind of method to my madness here.
So are you doing the reading for the audiobook yourself?
I would like to. And I was talking to Dr. Daryl Ray about this, and he said that a lot of people do like to hear the author do the voiceover. I have a really good friend who's a radio producer and radio voice, so I might get him to do it, but I don't know. I'm batting around the ideas. Anyway, I don't want to make this all about my book. The name of the book, someone just asked, is Humanism from the Heart. You can find it on Amazon if you want. I am not pressuring anyone to get it by any means, but it is kind of a memoir of sorts. I do mention my RFR family in there quite a lot. Just in passing, just being part of the organization and how that's helped me in my marriage and with the interactions I have with other people. It's a book about making. So it's a memoir of sorts, but also a hybrid with self-help guide in a funny sense. It's kind of like a hybrid with humor. And I always say, and this is also in the very beginning of the book, it says it may not be anyone's cup of tea or everyone's cup of tea, but it might be your burning cup of hot coffee as you're going on the wrong lane down the highway. So take it for what it is. But yeah, if you are interested in learning about how I was able to make things work and how I'm trying to create a better environment for everybody, you may want to check it out.
So how did you decide to do this? This is a very big effort to write a book.
So this is actually, it started out as something very different. So I was writing on a platform called Medium, and I was writing some kind of like rants and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I'm going to compile all these rants and put it together in this book. And I put it on Facebook saying to friends of mine, I'm going to be writing a book if anyone remembers any stories from when we were younger. And a friend of mine who I didn't recognize at the time because she was under a pen name sent me a message and said, I would love to edit it for you. I'm actually a big name in the book world, and she's a romance novelist, so I didn't really know anything about her or anything about that, but I did recognize who she actually was when she told me who she was. And so she said that she would edit my book for me, and I said, okay, that's awesome. How much do I owe you? And she said, no, I'll do it for free. I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And then she started reading it, and she goes, this is crap. And it was a big humble pie I had to eat when I just realized that the things I've been pouring my heart into weren't the things that I should be talking about. So she said, you need to go back to the drawing board. She's like, you need to come up with a theme and kind of start from the beginning and go to the end, and you can incorporate some of these stories, but polish them up and make it one big happy story. And it was great. I mean, that's what a good editor does, right? Is tell you the truth, and that's what I needed to hear. And I was talking to somebody, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but I ended up saying, so, this is from the heart. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, humanism from the heart. That's the whole point of this book. Because I went through like a 2 to 3 week period of not even being wanted to touch anything. I didn't want to write anything, do anything. I was just kind of like, ugh, I didn't do a very good job, and I'm not wanting to do this. So anyway, got to the point where that is, became the theme of the book, started writing it, and just things were hitting the keyboard, and I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. And now it's the pre-order is out. It's just the ebook so far, but there will be a paperback version. And if anyone comes to the excursion next year, I'm really hoping to be there next year, but I'll bring some copies along if anyone wants a copy.
Oh, and we are holding you to doing a dramatic reading from it as well at next year's excursion. I know the programming coordinator, and they're gonna demand that you do that.
Sounds good.
I love it. Okay, I cannot wait. I'm pre-ordering now, but I also want to get the audio version, and then I'm also looking forward to you reading an excerpt of it to us. So I'm going to get this in several different media, I think, which I'm super excited about. But
this is going to be like Inception. It's going to be layers upon layers upon layers of this book somehow. So
yes, I cannot wait. And if anybody missed Steve's episode that he did for us, I highly recommend checking out his RfRx episode as well. On it was really good. It was on interfaith family, and it was all about mutual respect, even when people have different beliefs. And it's also the one where I'm going to say we all cried. Mainly, I cried uncontrollably. And several minutes later, we had to try to recover from that. But it was great. It was heartfelt and touching and an amazing episode. And Steve is an amazing human. We think he's human.
I can't tell you how many times I have recommended that episode, and I actually put it on our main RfRx Talks page so people don't have to go hunt for it. I just tell them it's one of the 12 or so at the bottom of the RfRx Talks page, because a lot of people call in with that kind of issue, that they're not getting along with their spouse anymore because of the religious difference.
Yeah,
definitely. Thank you so much for saying all those things about me, and promoting the episode, because I do get that question a lot with RFR, and even within the online community. We see a lot of people post things about that, and usually someone will tag me right away, like, Steve, help this person.
Yeah.
So it comes up quite a lot.
It's nice to be able to point to somebody who we know who had the same similar experience. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No pressure, but you have to fix everyone's marriage and relationship now.
Yeah, apparently. And that's funny too, because you mentioned the how we all had dry eyes. I don't want you lying and saying that it was anything, but that story that I did tell that got us all sobbing, and it's in the book as well. So
oh no, I'm gonna have to read it again and all over. Oh man, y'all.
It's about my kids, if anyone wants to know.
It's not like really sad. It's just very touching. It's a really sweet story. It's not like sad, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Someone asked me that one time. I told them about, I read this book. I cried in the end, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want to read that. Why? What happens?" And I was like, "No, it's not bad."
Yeah, it was definitely a happy thing. I'm also curious about Dr. Daryl Ray's hat. There's everyone making comments here. So
Daryl, what's going on with your hat?
It's like a gingerbread hat. Oh, that's cool.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Oh, you're on mute there, Daryl.
You gotta unmute to tell us.
Oh, okay. Well, I went to the store, I saw it, I bought it, and I've been wearing it for the last 10 years. That's
amazing
the full
story.
You know what I call that, Cara? What do we call that?
A Festivus Miracle?
There you go.
Miracle.
Festivus Miracle. That's right. Okay.
And there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
The only problem with this hat is it doesn't have real candy canes, and it doesn't have real gingerbread. But I'm glad after 10 years I wouldn't want to eat it anyway.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Linda is showing us her new Festivus nails.
Yeah.
Are quite
oh my God. I read the line in the chat of holiday nails, and I'm thinking, what are the difference between regular nails and holiday nails? Like, does Lowe's have them or Home Depot have different ones? I didn't get it for the holidays. I did not.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
So
well,
Steve,
thank you so much for oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Steve and I had a great meeting together. We hit it really with my nephew, But the one thing I told Steve is, you might want to seriously consider reading your own book, because people like to hear the author. I slightly want to modify that. You either want to read it yourself or let Seth Andrews read it.
Oh, yeah.
No,
correct.
That is true.
That's correct.
True. Actually, it's funny because I tell this story a lot, that in the online community we have the Hangouts, and at one point when we were during the pandemic and we were trying to find ways to make people's lives a little bit better, someone suggested that we had Seth Andrews come and do a meditation, and we were lucky enough to have Seth come and actually hang out with us for like an hour and a half, which was awesome. So, and Secular Rarity did the same thing. Amazing people. So
and everyone fell blissfully to sleep.
Oh yes, definitely. Absolutely. So, but thank you so much for bringing me up here today and talking about the Festivus Miracles that I've experienced in my life. And it's just been a wonderful time at RFR. So nice to see so many familiar faces in here, and I'm hoping to see everyone again soon.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us, Steve, and for your awesome book that I cannot wait to read and hear you read to us.
Well, I
It's
hope we're not pumping it
Festivus
up too
Miracles.
much, but you know.
Stop being so self-deprecating. It's amazing. You're amazing, and it's miraculous that we have you here. Well,
It's a
it's
miracle.
Festivus
Festivus miracle.
Miraculous, you know,
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
qualified
right.
miracle, but it's awesome, and I cannot wait. I am going to run out and get it. And we're serious. Your episode where you talked with us about this topic previously on RfRx was freaking amazing. So don't tell people it's not great. It is great. You're awesome. And I can't wait for this book.
Well, sometimes bad reviews make it better, right? You know, you get more
It's
people
terrible. I
interested, so.
hated it. I just read it just now. It's awful. You should read how bad it is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well,
But
thank
go
you
out
so
and buy
much.
it.
And I'm just glad I can help people in any capacity and through any medium. So
The scary thing about that, Cara and Steve, it's true. People who don't even necessarily read a book, but they look at the title and they want to slam it because they're on the other, side of the fence on the subject, and they will put a negative review, and that happens a lot.
Yeah, but apparently the negative reviews help. So.
Which is a great segue into our next segment, the airing of grievances. And we hope Steve will stick around and hang out with us too for the rest of the evening. And let's transition over now to exactly as it was foretold by Steve and Rob. We're going to do some airing of grievances. Let me tell y'all how this works. Every once in a while, people leave comments for us on our YouTube videos of RfRx or on our Facebook posts or Instagram or emails or even in the live chat. And every once in a while, we collect those and we save them. And we thought, since we're having Festivus, and one of the traditions of Festivus is the airing of grievances, that we should share these grievances that people have shared with us with all of you. So we're going to do that now and read for you some of the grievances that have been graciously bestowed upon us. And so
or not so graciously, and not so graciously in some cases.
Yeah, in some cases. You be the judge. And please keep track and let us know which of these grievances you feel is the best one. Or we'll have a hall of fame. So let us know which ones you felt were the most grievous in the end. And we're going to start by handing this over to Glinda to read some that she has received or that have been directed towards her talk. And Glinda, if you want to describe the context and the talk that you gave that generated some of these. Also, welcome. I'm seeing a wine fairy image in the back. Hello, wine fairy.
Yes, thank you. Yes, to the context for this, these three grievances were across 3 different social media platforms, but all about, I gave a talk last year about being polyamorous. I am a polyamorous person. And despite having like a 20-minute or so disclaimer, I haven't actually counted the time, but it felt like 20 minutes. Disclaimer at the beginning, as well as interspersed throughout the entire talk of, at no point am I telling you that you personally need to be polyamorous. Am I disparaging being monogamous as not something that anyone should do or that there's anything wrong with being exclusive? I did all of that work. And despite that, people just really, really loathe the concept of anyone else's relationship not being exactly how they have theirs. So I have 3 choice comments I pulled from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm going to read these verbatim because I think the grammar is important for you to get the vibe for this comment.
Are you going to use different voices? I want to hear different voices.
I probably will put some different voices. All right. You don't need to in religious to see what garbage this is. Hopefully nobody ruins their relationship by watching this shit. Well, thank you for your feedback. This one, short and sweet. How absolutely disgusting, vomit emoji. the emoji was a nice touch. Thank you very much for that. And then best for last. This one's a couple sentences. I'm starting a recovery from polygamous infidels, and it's called being a nun. No offense to liberation, but polygamy is toxic. They are saying polygamy, by the way, not polyamory, but polygamy is toxic. But congrats on your lifestyle choice as you nitpick all your show cause of how heartfelt multi-partner dependence is healthy for you, ... So don't go around and ruin monogamy for others with polygamy respectfully. So I can't cede to the division of sociology war props you are supporting just so you can have Larry Curly Moses permission to be as intimate as I am alone with, in all caps, my true sovereign true God. Gotta have true twice, I guess. By the way, what you consider shared is actually stealing.
Whoa. I would like to know who Larry Curly Moses are. I don't get that part.
You know, it's a head scratcher. I don't know. I the thoughts and opinions of some people, some folks, some people were really jimmies were rustled. People were frustrated, bristled, as I should say, about opinions about non-monogamy. So I know, play on Three Stooges. I don't know. You'd have to, again, the grammar. So that those are my three grievances, and it comes with, because you mentioned it, Rob, and with Steve's book of, it's amazing how people can read the title of a book and already decide that I'm not excited about it. And I had plenty of people who, before listening to the talk, if they bothered to listen to the talk, maybe they would learn something. But nope.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people, and particularly that person, just saw the title and then that was it. They just went.
Yep, no, that was
they
it.
went ballistic, and that was it. They didn't watch it.
I hate polyamorous people. They're weird and ugly. Okay.
You know they're triggered when it's an entire paragraph with no punctuation included. It's
right.
always
and
a good sign.
I formally invite you, and that's my favorite response phrase, but just to die mad about it. Die mad about it. If after everything I've said, you still are just really mad about my happiness, just die mad about it.
Yeah. And go check out Glenda's episode on polyamory.
It's a great segue, Gareth. Thank you.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for. Awesome. Okay, so next up, we have some grievances that will be shared by Gail, our wonderful executive director who has previously run for public office. Do you want to give us some background context on the grievances that you received?
I'm happy to do that, and understand that RfR is a nonprofit and we each have our own political personal views, and that's what I'm sharing today, not the views of RfR. I ran for office in Tennessee as an out and visible atheist in 2016 and in 2018. And it caused a little bit of a stir. While I didn't run on my atheism, I didn't hide from my atheism. And you would have thought that the Tennessee Republican Party lost its damn mind. So there was an article in the paper about, can an atheist run in Tennessee? Because it was actually the Republican Party that made a big deal out of it because it's what they ran on. And there was an article in the paper about me running for office. And this is one of the comments in the paper. Having lived in this district for 15 years, I'm not going to vote for either candidate. Reeves slung, that was my opponent, slung all kinds of mud and deserves whatever criticism he gets for it. His campaign shows he has no character. The only thing I've seen of her is her legalized cannabis ad on YouTube. So with all the issues of the day, getting high is her main concern. Wish we had an adult to choose from. I mean, it was one of my platforms, but I didn't think that it was the only thing that I was running on. And then I had here's another one. Another disillusioned person who went to church once upon a time, not to give praise and glory to her creator, but to socialize or maybe use the house of worship for political gain. If she would have accepted God into her life, she wouldn't be playing God now by condoning godless agendas. Sorry, Gail. But remember, if you actually ever listened at church, if we deny Christ on earth, he will deny us to his Father in heaven. I don't want my reward to be here on earth. It's only a blink of an eye. I will, however, keep you in my prayers that you will wake up before it's too late. They always add that little sweet kiss at the end of it about keeping me in their prayers. And here's one more. Gail Jordan is another socialist nutcase seeking to destroy our free enterprise capitalist society along with denying our Christian belief. If elected, she will bring chaos to our state capital. They got me on that one. I guess that's really what I wanted to do. And then I'm going to end with this one. The lieutenant governor of the state of Tennessee at the time, his name is Randy McNally. And if that sounds familiar, does it sound a little bit like Rand McNally? It's Randy McNally of the Rand McNally family. And this is his Twitter. Let's see if I can get that to focus at all. This is his tweet when I ran for office. And so you can see that that's his account. And he says, in my 40 years in politics, I've seen few candidates as dangerous as Gail Jordan. We need to strongly reject her assault on faith and our Tennessee values. District 14 needs to send Shane Reeves to the Tennessee Senate on March 15th. And that's interesting because not long after that, our Lieutenant Governor, Rand McNally, got in trouble because of his comments on gay porn sites, which of course in their minds, it's the worst thing you can possibly do. We don't care. Say all you want to on gay porn sites. But he had to issue an apology to the state of Tennessee for making his lewd comments on Tennessee porn sites. So that's the guy that's calling me out for running for office. So that is my airing of grievances.
Amazing. That was a lot. And I posted the link to the article in the chat. It seems like some more snowflakes were triggered, which is very seasonally appropriate. We love our snowflakes around wintertime.
And I also posted in the chat your RfRx talk on your political work, and also Glenda's talk.
Thank
They're both in the chat.
you. Thanks so much.
I love it. Okay, so I'll go next. The comments that I received require much less context. They bring me great joy and silliness. And so here's the first one from a person who came personally to watch an RfRx program and chat in directly to me to let me know, at Kara Griffin, stop smiling, you look stupid.
Oh, so I didn't realize that. This wasn't on the YouTube video. This was live in chat while you were on.
This was direct to me.
Ooh, and what did you reply back? Did anyone reply back?
No, I just kept smiling and I don't know, looking stupid.
Hey, at least when you smile, you don't look like Jason Kelsey, as people tell me I do. So.
Wow, really? That is an interesting grievance. People are so creative. Everyone's so creative. Okay, so then I did get one that was an actual comment. Yes, okay, yes, and thank you. Someone in the chat is mentioning they usually tell you to smile. That was what I thought was so funny. I guess you can't win. Smiling is also wrong. Don't not smile, but don't do smile. Apparently just don't do anything. Don't exist on the internet is the answer. Well, we're still here. This is, let's see, what episode are we on here today? 237. So here we still are. Congratulations, still smiling. Yay. And so next, I got a comment on one of the really fun episodes that we did. It was Mr. Deity Drops By with Brian Keith Dalton. That was a fun one that I very much enjoyed. And one of the lovely comments that we got that I can only assume is directed at me is they, them, 3 question marks. I am out. Followed up by someone else piling on with, OMG, are you doing your own version of virtue signaling? And there was some back and forth in the chat, at which point our very own Rob Palmer jumped in with, seems like how a snowflake would react.
I didn't remember that. I replied to that. Often I look at these things and go, should I reply? Probably not. I forgot I did. What did I say?
You said, seems like how a snowflake would react.
Yeah, rather clever if I do say so myself.
I think so, and very seasonal. And our final reply from said shit poster was, because, spelled BCZ, I don't want to call one person like she have multiple personalities. It doesn't make sense. And I love that they used the plural for have, given that that would be grammatically correct with they and them. So I think we can call that a cell phone, a very snowflakey cell phone. And I am loving all of it. So I don't know, keep them coming. And I do have one more. This was not actually an ugly comment. This was just one that I thought was hilarious. The comment, this was from 2 weeks ago. It was from Dr. Ray's episode, What the Pope Does Not Know About Human Sexuality. And the comment was sent to me. Your voice is awesome, would make a great AI voice. The sarcastic and salty undertone is always present. Oh, at Kara Griffin, emissary of condescending mechanical judgment, have mercy upon our meatbag flaws and continue to shower us with your phonetic blessings. And I will endeavor to do so.
You have just been promoted, I guess, to AI. Amazing.
Yes, I'm here for it. I love it. So good times with those comments. Let's go on to David Teachout. What do you have to share with us in the grievance department?
That last comment was amazing, by the way. All right. So I have from the episode from Celebrating Yule with Satan and Dr. Sarah St. Abaddon. So you believe in the illogical and scientific impossibility that creation created itself and non-life created life? LOL. Oh, yes. You have to read these in that kind of like condescending, holier than thou kind of thing, because it's just so utterly ridiculous. Albeit the non-life, I mean, if he's referring to like DC Comics, I'm in, but pretty certain he's not. All right, so then we've got from Playing Devil's Advocate with Lucian Greaves. So this one's fabulous because the screen name on it is Troller. So
that person makes a lot of comments all over our videos. I've seen that name all over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he just like comes right out and says I'm an insecure douche by having that kind of scream. It was fabulous. Like I love the honesty about it. But hello RfRx. Let's see here. Who is the authority to define and certify human rights? Who is the authority to define and certify a human marriage, relationships? Who is the authority to define and certify LGBTQI rights? Who is the authority to define and certify animal protection, nature protection? Okay. I mean, I guess. Okay. And then I love what somebody responded, Jeremy. It's like, we are our own authorities and gods. That's awesome. I love this because one, like simply asking questions doesn't mean anything. So, and then two, I've literally given a couple of talks on ethics after religion. So, why not have some fun with that? But yeah, this is, yeah. How do you display to everybody that you actually haven't studied ethics at all without saying you haven't studied ethics at all?
By posting ugly comments on the internet, right. Is it that?
Yes, that would be that. Yes.
It seems like it might be that. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Keep them coming. Well, and okay, we may now have arrived at our second Festivus Miracle of the evening. We may have a guest appearance coming up again from someone you all know and love. There is a wild Helen Green in the chat. Helen, welcome. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Do you have any grievances for us? Oh wait, we can't hear you. Your audio is not on.
Now
There it
I
is.
am. It's a miracle. You can all hear me now.
It's a
It's a
Festivus
Festivus
miracle.
miracle.
So this was actually a back and forth conversation I had after my letting go of magical thinking talk, which was like over a year ago. But so this was posted to everybody, but I was like, what's my fucking video? So I'm responding. And then so to everyone RfRx, question. Question Question. One, what is the purpose of atheism? And Question Question. Two, globally, what is code of conduct for atheists? Who defines them? And I was like, okay. I was like, atheist position of a lack of belief in any deity. As far as morality, look up humanism morality in regards to how as moral, intelligent beings choose to be kind and compassionate to others. Also, we are the ones that choose. If you choose to believe in morality from a deity, you are actively choosing your morality. Same with atheists or any other human being. It's all choice. And then, oh, by the way, this person's name is Troller-007.
Yeah, I think that's the same person
right
that David was reading.
Yep, exactly.
A prolific troller.
He's very good. So I wish I had this much free time. So,
And it sounds like they actually watch our videos.
I know, which is good. That's fine. That drives up the algorithm. I'm perfectly okay with it.
Keep on watching, trolls.
Yeah. So, okay. And so he responds to me, who defines humanism morality? What is atheist definition for moral, intelligent being? And then he continues, as everyone lives as her choice, then criminals can claim to be living according to their choices. And I said, yes, did you choose your morality or was it thrusted upon you by religion? And since we cannot prove there is objective morality, all ethics and morals are decided upon collectively by people. And then he goes, religion defines morality for people to choose, for people to follow. Historically, religion represented collective decision of the people who, when there are no modern science, no modern education, legal systems came much later. What religion has the best morality? How do we prove morals came from God? Or did man create religion that gave moral values based on culture, environment, history, etc.? And he didn't say anything after that. So
shocking.
So Helen,
yeah, I know.
Since you have your own YouTube show now, has this person showed up in the YouTube comments?
I know, but I can't wait. So if anyone wants to come watch my show, I launched a new YouTube channel called Free Thinkers Fireside. Jim Barrows is going to be my guest this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk about how to deconstruct apologetics. So,
ooh,
here,
very
look,
timely.
I just gave an example of bad apologetics.
I'm sure there will be no additional examples that will appear in the comments of that show.
No, at all. No, because this is not a thing that people talk about all the time and are very wrong about.
Definitely, for sure not. We won't have any material for next year's episode.
No, none.
I'm sure. Awesome. Thank you, Helen. Okay, and don't forget to watch Helen's program next week. Okay, Rob, do you have some grievances to share with us?
Well, I picked that one, and this is on, I don't know if he's here today, Jason. He's often with us, and he's given several talks. Is Jason here? Jason, I don't think Jason's here. So Jason did a talk, The Case Against Gods, which was one of the most, I'll say, not wishy-washy talks I've ever heard on here. It's not like, is there not? No, he was a case against God existing. And then we had somebody named Dark Sentences, give a reasonable response to that, not just quoted the Bible. John 14:6, but what about eternal life? Do you really know how much time you have left in the world? Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I've never heard that before. No one comes to the Father except through me. He quoted Acts 4:12, there is salvation in no one else. God has given, yada, yada, yada. Romans, he went through the freaking whole Bible. And he thought that was a good answer to that. Yeah. So somebody posted, and I don't know if this is one of our people or somebody just being clever. Thanks for posting your comment. It helps boost the video's ratings for atheists and skeptics and secularists to reach a larger audience. I love that one.
Amazing. Like, thank you for posting silly comments on our videos. We love the extra reach that that gives us. Amazing. Okay, well, Rob, I know in addition to some of these silly comments that people have bestowed upon us, we have also had people who aired their grievances against religion in response to some of our posts. Should we review some of those?
Yes, those were more pleasant to see. And frankly, you know, most of the comments on our videos are positive. I do want to say that here. And some people just make a general positive comment. Some people also do a comment that's kind of, you know, a yin and a yang. It's like, my religion was horrible. I'm so glad to be out of it. And thanks to RFR for helping me. So those are the ones that I tried to collect here.
Okay, do you want to share one of your favorites with us, and we can all maybe share one?
Yes, sure. Let's see. So this one was from, actually, this was from RfR Stories Australia. I'll just put that one. It's a short one. Thanks for doing this interview. I've been out for almost 10 years. I've only started to listen to XJW stuff 2 years ago, and I love it. It's therapeutic, it's validating, and I can't get too much of this stuff. So that was on our RfR Stories Australia, episode 1, XJW Jonathan from Perth. And yeah, another very short one, Faces of RfR, which is another series of videos we have. This was Eric Finnegan's discussion about what RfR is about. And it was just one line, and pushing religion on children should be a crime. So that was interesting.
Oh, fair point. Fair point. I agree. Okay, let's go backwards in time here and see who else. Let's see. Helen, would you like to read the next one? I believe it was from RfRx, Why We Still Have to Worry About the Creationists with Dr. Eugenie C. Scott.
Yeah, sure. So this was the comment that was left. Growing up, my nan taught me that you are what you do, not what you say. If Ken Ham was an actual follower of Jesus, he would know and live his life as an example of those teachings. He would have compassion and charity in his heart. But looking at what Ken Ham does, the only thing he has room for in his heart is himself. That is very true. I was raised Catholic before converting to EC as an adult, which eventually broke my shell entirely. I miss community and belonging. I felt at church, but it's not worth the cost. If churches follow Jesus and instead of their financial gain at the expense of the community at large, I'd never have left.
Excellent point. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. We have next up, if we're going backwards in time, David, would you care to read one of the positive, if not grievances against religion, not against us?
Okay. Aha. Yes. Oh, and by the way, this one, the Why Facts Don't Change Our Minds with Melanie Tracy King, one of my favorite episodes.
That was a good episode.
Highly recommend.
And she's coming back to speak with us in a couple of months again.
Sweet. So I thought it was a good video. Thank you. My peer group, we are science educators, push critical thinking and logic skills such as logical fallacies, as well as understanding the laws of physics and behavior of gases for the express purpose of determining truth about the world we live in. If you don't have critical thinking skills along with the science facts, you'll never be able to see how you are being manipulated.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that was a great episode.
I'm actually going to put the link for that video presentation in.
Ooh, yes, please. Okay, and while you do that, I will read one as well. This is one from, let's see here. Oh, this is from Dr. Daryl Ray's talk, RfRx, Incels, and the Boy Crisis. And this comment says, This was a very needed talk. I am thrilled to see a professional talk about how boys need male models, aren't doing well in society without blaming women and feminism. Excellent. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. What else do we have up next? I think, Gail, are you in this document? Do you want to read one?
I'm happy to. Are we up to the one with Ryan Kay?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
That presentation was supporting the queer community with Ryan Kay. And this was the comment. Thank you, Ryan, for being so transparent, sharing your truth. As a former JW, I too felt the guilt in deconstructing. These videos on RfRx have helped me tremendously. I no longer believe in religion, a higher power. I'm still on this journey. Don't think I'll ever completely end it. Will share my experiences with anyone who will give me a hearing ear. It is my journey. I assume it, and I'm still recovering. I'm proud of my accomplishments to date, still trying to build new relationships, not easy, but the survivor in me won't ever give up. Thanks again. And it's comments like those that make all of the ugly ones worth it.
Yes. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, Glinda, do you want to read the final grievance against religion comments?
Yes. One moment.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, so
solid.
sorry. Where is I'm on? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
The why smart people fall for religion with Chris Shelton. Is this the one? Yes.
Yep, that's the one.
So this was an RfRx that we had with Chris Shelton, and it is why smart people fall for religion. Again, every time we say it was a good RfRx, you should go listen to it. We highly recommend going and listening to this again. So just wanted to let you guys know that I was already aware of recovering from religion via Matt Dillahunty, but I was not aware of your YouTube channel. I found your channel through your interview with Sidney Davis Jr., and now I'm here for the rest of it. Perhaps if I am able to relocate and settle, if all goes well, I would even reach out to potentially volunteer. But in the meantime, thank you so much for the excellent interviews I am about to enjoy, and I hope that this channel really takes off and adds an additional revenue stream to help support the incredible work that you all do, while simultaneously providing these invaluable resources. You all do great work, from tech support to the production crew, and of course, all of the amazing personalities who have become the face of recovering from religion. Speaking for everyone without any informed consent, thank you.
Oh, that's such a lovely comment. I love that. It's like Gail said, that makes it all worthwhile. All the silly comments are silly, but these ones really mean a lot and make it worthwhile to know that we're actually helping people and having an impact. So thanks for making those comments, y'all. Okay.
Chris Shelton will be back on January 20th, by the way.
Yes.
And I was just on his podcast talking about religious trauma. I'll post a link.
Yes, please put the link in the chat. Go check that one out. Awesome. Okay. So that was the airing of grievances. It is now time for Feats of Strength, which will be demonstrated not through picking things up and putting them down, but instead through answering trivia questions. Rob, do you want to let us know the rules of the game here?
Yeah.
This is an audience participation thing.
Audio participation. We discussed this at the beginning, so let me know if I'm getting anything wrong here. But this is going to be an intellectual strength, which is your memory, or maybe just figuring stuff out logically, or whatever. If you saw the episode, that would help if you're a Seinfeld fan. When I could tell Jenny is, because she put something in there that's a very minute trivia and I'm not even asking about, ready to rumble. So this is going to be trivia about the holiday and the Seinfeld episode, which I showed you at the beginning, in which it was introduced to the public. Some of the answers are actually stuff that was shown in that little clip that was 3 minutes long. So if your memory is that good from just an hour or so ago, it's really good, even if you didn't see the episode. Some of them you just have to know it. Some of them you can maybe be able to logically figure it out. So how are we going to do this? We're going to pick the winner of the Feat of Strength here by how many you get correct. If you don't want to participate, that's fine. If you do, what we are going to do is if your last name, not necessarily what you have on the screen, but your last name begins with the letter A through M, as in Mary, you're going to send your answer with a DM, not in the general chat, in a DM to, is that you, Kara?
Yeah, send your answer to me if your actual last name in real life begins with the letters A through N.
Yes, and if it's the second half of the alphabet, who are they sending it to?
To David Teach Out.
Okay, so don't want to see any answer. You don't have to play along, but keep it to yourself if you don't. Don't want to see any answers in the chat. That's going to give anyone else any information, okay? And Bob, someone who also apparently is a Seinfeld fan, when we first started talking about this, he was writing all sorts of stuff that are in the answers, so I had to delete them. So that's why your messages might have disappeared a little bit, Bob. All right. So Kara and David have the answers, correct? So you know what they're supposed to be when you get them, and then you can figure out. All right. Okay, so here we go. Number one, I'm going to put them in the chat. I'm going to read them for people who are watching this later and can't see the chat and just want to play along later. So everyone knows the slogan of Festivus is a Festivus for the rest of us. But what is the proper greeting for this holiday? Happy Festivus, Merry Festivus, Blessed Festivus, Festivus greetings, or to hell with Christmas. Could pick one of those. And again, DM it to the person, either Kara or David. Number two is, in what year was the original air date of the Festivus episode of Seinfeld? 75, 88, 97, 2006, or 2015? And if people were observant in my video, and I said the meme that is just going around now with the invitation to the dinner, that date was actually there. So there you go. Number three. In which season of Seinfeld was the Festivus episode? I saw people chatting about this, and I'm not going to say anyone got it right or wrong, but it's either season 1, 4, 9, or 14. Number 4.
Wait, slow down. I'm still tabulating.
Well, you can go back through the chat after we're done with that, I guess.
Okay. All right. Okay. Carry on.
All right. Number 4. What is the name of the episode that introduced Festivus, which is what I played for you? No Christmas for You, The Strike, A Festivus for the Rest of Us, or George's Pain? Number 5.
Okay, you got to slow down a little bit.
I'm wondering how many people here actually saw the whole episode back when it played. In what year? I won't say. I was just about to slip, but I won't say. I wasn't expecting you to tally these in real time. You'll have the chat to go back on.
But I have to write down I'm getting like all these direct messages. I have to write them down, and they're like, see, and I got to know which question that goes to. Keep
All right.
going, keep going.
All right. Number 5. Yeah, so for people who are coming in now, I just admitted somebody else. We're playing a trivia game. Do not put any answers in the chat. You just have to play along in your own head. Number 5. It's a Festivus miracle, as you heard several times this evening, became a common phrase in popular culture due to a Seinfeld character saying it twice in the episode. People are chatting in the why are people chatting? My thing is advancing. Please don't use the chat now, unless actually don't use the chat now until the trivia is over. It's pushing my questions up, and I can't read them that way. It's a Festivus miracle became a common phrase in popular culture due to Seinfeld characters saying it twice in the episode. And I showed you once in the video. Claiming a miracle about extremely mundane or coincidental events, just like people when they believe their prayers are answered. So who was this who said that? Can I go on, Kara?
Sure, go right ahead. This is your world. We're just living in it.
Number 6. I do have to say, if you get the scoring correct, it'll be a Festivus miracle.
It surely will.
Number 6. What is the name of the Seinfeld character who was credited with inventing Festivus? He delivered this dialogue. The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear it about it. Number 7. This one you just got to know. Which actor played the character? What's the actual person's name? No multiple choice. Number 8. Oh, the one from the previous one, the one who delivered the dialogue, tradition of Festivus begins with airing of grievances, if that wasn't clear. Yeah, that's what I mean. Who said that? What's the actor who said that? Not the character's name. What is the actor who played the character? Number 8. In the episode, Frank tells the story of a shopping trip to buy a Christmas gift, which is when the idea of Festivus was born. And it was in the video, but I'm going to give you the exchange again here. The exchange was, Frank says, many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my redacted. That's the answer to the question. I'm not going to say what that is here. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. Kramer asks, what happened to the doll? And then Frank says, it was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born, a Festivus for the rest of us. And Kramer says, that must have been some kind of doll. And Frank says, yeah, she was. So the question there is, name the person that the doll was being purchased for. Choices are George, his son, his unnamed daughter, his wife, or his mother. Who was he buying the dolly for? Number 9.
Just like take a breath for a second and let me count.
What should we talk about? What else is people's favorite episodes of Seinfeld? No, don't put in the chat later. We'll talk about that later. But, the worst one, everyone agrees, was the finale. It's very hard to make a good finale of a series.
That one was particularly bad, though.
Yeah. So
I'll just say one quote from it. I'm out.
They, them, what? Love it.
Number 9. All right. Which of the Seinfeld characters has a conversation in the episode that set the date of Festivus as today, December 23rd? And a hint, it was because he approached his boss. Please don't put anything in the chat now while the trivia is going on. It makes it hard for me to read because I post it in, then it goes up, and I gotta scroll down. Which of the Seinfeld characters has a conversation in the episode that set the date of Festivus as today, December 23rd? And a hint is it was because he approached his boss and asked for that day off for the purpose of celebrating the holiday. I think he just wanted a day off, if I recall. So what is the character who did that? Number 10. So now we're going to play a little bit about in real life here. 10 is the person who created this holiday in real life was named Dan O'Keefe, who celebrated this in his home. This was before Festivus was a thing on Seinfeld, right? How was Dan connected with the program Seinfeld? A, he was a friend of Jerry Seinfeld. B, he was one of the script writers. C, he was a friend of Jason Alexander, that's George. D, he was a gaffer on the show. Or E, he was the executive producer, Larry David, who also, by the way, did Curb Your Enthusiasm, playing sort of himself. Is that show still going on? I lost track. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Can I go on, Kara?
I mean, I'm still typing. I'm surely not going to answer your question. I don't know if Curb Your Enthusiasm is still going on. I think I just wrote that in my spreadsheet for a second instead of someone's name. This is
All right.
very difficult. Okay, go on. I'm ready.
Number 11. On what date in your life did the aforementioned O'Keefe family celebrate this holiday before it became a thing on Seinfeld? January 15th, May Day, the summer solstice, July 4th, the Friday after Thanksgiving, the winter equinox, December 23rd, the same date it is currently, or on no specific date, it was a floating holiday. This one you wouldn't get by watching the episode. You would have had to go to the actual official Festivus Wikipedia page, not Wikipedia page, .com page, which has got, it's like if you printed it, it would be a book probably bigger than Steve's book. There's so much information there about not just what was on the show, but how it's been celebrated worldwide and how it's expanded and all of that. So that's where I got the answer to that question. All right. Number 12, a short one. What is the traditional Festivus pole made of? And this was mentioned in the video that I showed. What was not mentioned, oh, actually, it might have been. Oh, Glenda has a grievance to share. Go ahead. That's probably a good idea, Glenda. Glenda said she has a grievance to give Kara and perhaps David a break.
Yes, to give them time to tabulate.
Good idea. Good idea.
I decided I went to our YouTube channel and I decided to scroll through our most popular videos, starting from the front and just scrolling through YouTube comments. Always a great source for grievance material. And one of our most popular videos is an RfRx that's Nudist Life. What is it? And why can't it be good for you with Gwen Blodgett? And,
oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yes, fabulous. Let me type the link in the chat there. Not to add more to the chat, but there you go. That's a good one to check. So it was a great talk. It was done 2 years ago. Fabulous. Please go watch it. This one, incredible. If you need to recover from religion, it means you weren't doing religion right. So instead of adjusting the direction, you turned left to the dead-end street.
Oof.
Oof, indeed. It's where do we even start with that? First of all, ending with such a, dumb, cliche of turn to right, two wrongs, can't make it right, whatever you want to say. But yes, if you need to recover from religion, it means you weren't doing religion right. Okay.
Oh.
And then there was another, and then that same person put, so cute to see atheists play religiosity. First of all, this was a talk about
what?
What does this have to do with the talk? And again, yeah, so that's a grievance I think all of us secular people can share, is the concept of when people try to say that atheism is religion. And I was just speaking about this the other day. Atheism is a religion in the same way that being bald is a hairstyle, or having the TV off is a TV channel, or not eating is a form of meal. That's sure. Yep. If we want to, we could follow that logic. Sure.
I like the sort of equivalent one is, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry you don't understand what words mean.
I will be looking for grievances, and if I find
Thank
one,
you.
I will let you know if you need to take a break. Yes.
Please feel free to interject at any time so we can carry on with tabulating. David, are you having the same amount of stress as I am having? No. Okay. You have 4 total people have messaged you ever. Got it.
Yeah.
Lots of people have last names beginning with the first part of the alphabet, it turns out. Keep them coming. I got you.
Or if a few of you feel like sending them to David.
No, don't get it mixed up. No, keep them coming.
Okay.
Do just like you're doing. We're going to make this happen.
Okay. Number 13. You never asked me how many questions I got, Kara.
I know how many questions you have. I have the
You did.
answers.
You did. Okay. I was joking. The other people don't know how many there are. All right. Number 13. Why was this material chosen for the poll? All right. So the question right before, you gave me material. Now I'm asking you, why was that chosen for the poll? There was a specific sentence about why it was chosen. All right. Number 14. This should be easy. What does the holiday and its embodiment, the Festivus pole, symbolize? Kind of a sentence. Okay, I'm looking for there. All right. This is a fun one I thought up here.
Wait. You gotta let me at least get the answers
Okay.
to that one first.
Okay.
I'm still on question 13.
I'm just searching for more grievances. I can always read that one we didn't read that really was more political than the others from right after the election about my evangelical Christian cousin, what she posted.
I do. I have, Rob, you're saying I do. I have one of
Yes,
the
go ahead.
ones because
Go
I
ahead.
have seen this specific kind of comment, and it is incredible because they type it out and they don't see the absolute irony in what they said. Okay. And of course, Kara, this is about you.
And what was this on? What was this on?
This was on our YouTube video for, this was when we had David Fitzgerald playing God, the evolutionary history of world religions, featuring David Fitzgerald. It's incredible. All right, this one's great. Does everybody have your listening ears on? This is fucking incredible.
I'm ready.
It's really hard to take people seriously when they do that, they, them, BS. Did everyone catch that? Did everyone?
Did
everyone
he
catch
say
that?
Did he say when they
do
that?
And if you see, this is a phenomenon, just so you know, if you're in queer circles or have any non-binary friends or whatever, you see the amount of people like, I don't know how people can use they, them. What am I supposed to call them? Like, that's a really weird thing. It's amazing. You know, anyway, it's an incredible phenomenon to witness that they, what am I supposed to call them? You just did it. You just did it.
How can I use those words in a singular fashion?
It's a Festivus miracle.
In the same sentence, they actually complained and they did it right. Weird.
I will.
They did
I
it right. What?
I will keep searching.
Okay, number 15. Continuing with the Feats of Strength. Number 15, the official, and I'll say that in quotes, Festivus website has tips for the care of your Festivus pole. Which of these tips is made up? I have listed quite a few. You don't really need to do anything to the pole. Just bring it out at Festivus time and display it. Or when Festivus is over, put the pole away in a safe place, like a crawl space, attic, garage, or shed. Or don't polish it, even if it looks dingy. It is supposed to look that way. Or if the pole is shiny, don't worry about reducing its luster and making it look plainer. That's too much work. Or if the dog pees on it, then you should probably wash it, but don't polish it. And F, all of these are made up by me. There's no such list. Or, and in fact, they are all there. None of them are made up. Those are your choices. Pick one, or they're all made up by me, or they're all real.
I'll interject with another amazing. This is just all they did was comment the cross emoji. That's it. Just the cross emoji. Well, gosh darn it.
I didn't know there was a cross emoji.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's near the way back. It's like where all the symbols are. There's
how is that different than a lowercase t?
It's let me wait. I can type it in the comments. Hold on. It's this guy. Let me see.
I occasionally like to see people when I say to people when they're wearing a cross necklace, "Oh, I see you're a fan of the lowercase t. I like R myself."
I love Sassy Rob.
They usually don't get that.
Hold on. It's this one. Here, wait. I can copy paste this in the chat. I can't choose emojis from my Zoom, but that's side. Done. Right. I'm converted. You know what? Gosh darn it. That is the most incredible argument. You got me. I'm now, yes, I now believe. Thank you.
Well, it's amazing the power of emojis. It's a Festivus miracle. All right, number 16. At a traditional Festivus gathering anywhere, who must be pinned during the Feats of Strength for Festivus to officially end? And this is when you're doing the more traditional thing than we're doing here, a wrestling match. Who do you have to pin to end the holiday on the day? All right, we're getting towards the end here. Number 17. Now, this is a real world example, and I hope Dr. Ray is playing along because he might have a good shot at this one. Because it's about football. During an NFL team's run to the Super Bowl championship, the head coach superstitiously issued an organizational ban on the use of the word playoffs until the team had clinched its first postseason berth. Playoffs was instead had to be referred to as Festivus, and the Super Bowl as Festivus Maximus. Name either the Super Bowl number, the year, or the coach or the team. I get 4 options there to get this right. Just got to give me one of those.
Really, Rob?
So yeah, I love that. Festivus Maximus. All right, number 18.
Okay, you have to give me a minute to calculate all of those. I have like
Glenda,
18
do you have any
people
more,
sending
Glenda?
me 4 different words, one of which is in Roman numerals.
Stop. I'm trying. I'm going by most popular because I'm assuming that's where most of the comments are going to be. I'm now looking through the comments on one of Daryl's talks. Everyone's really here. Wait, opposite of grievance. Really insightful talk. Thank you, Dr. Ray. Excellent talk. Thank you for sharing. Wow, this video was quite informative. Thank you. An emojis where all it is your head, the blowing mind emoji and a bunch of hearts. We love that. Oh, and then there's the troller. Wow, there's that comment. God, this guy needs a hobby. It's all good. Other than that troller guy, all good comments on that one. I'll have
So
to
what do you think he does, Glenn? Does he just go to he Googles secular humanist, atheist content and just puts his comments? What does he do?
I have found that comments that are formulated like that and look like that within the secular community of people who they are so desperate for like almost not Socratic, but just philosophical engagement. They just want to talk religion and spirituality. And I just want to tell, like, there are amazing Facebook groups and local hangouts and whatever. If all you want to do is debate these concepts, there are people who are more than happy to engage in that with you. It's kind of a mix of wanting attention and wanting to engage, and they type out things that are kind of the gotcha, like how do atheists get morals? Gotcha. And it's like, we've been talking about this. We've answered your question. Like it's adjacent, if not totally. Do you know the concept of sea lioning? Have you ever heard of that term?
Yes.
Okay. If those who don't know, sea lioning is a term to describe behavior where you're just making, let me see if I can pull up the comic about it. You're just making a whole bunch of noise. You don't.
Oh, I have seen live sea lions in California on the shore, and I know what you're talking about. Wow.
Yes, you're not actually, okay, here, I'll just have to open this in a tab and share the link. That's a really terrible picture of it. I'm trying to see if I can get it larger. You're not actually interested in having a debate. You just want to make a bunch of noise. You want to waste someone's time. You want to engage in this, and you're not engaging in a conversation in good faith. So that's a good comic about it, of just interrupting, being rude, and you're not actually interested in changing your mind or having a productive debate. You just want to inject your voice and engage in bad faith arguments. So I would feel like this troller guy, mix of a sea lion, somebody who maybe is probably interested in philosophy, but just, I don't know, go to a Christian channel. I don't know
I mean, yeah, the ACA actually has a debate, a Facebook page where people maybe they were banned from it. That could happen.
Right. And eventually we got to do that if people, just take enough time, and we've had to if you answer someone's question 5 different ways, 5 different times, and they keep coming back because that's not the answer I wanted to get, I don't know how to help you. Somebody was
I mean,
mad.
some people, I mean, seriously, this as Dr. Ray would know, and David for sure. Some people have this scrupulosity and they just can't let go of it. We have actually had clients in that situation. They'll ask one agent after another the same exact question, and they're not being trolls. They're serious. They just can't get that out of their mind as a thing that's holding in their religion.
Right. And it just can't. And we all know, we've all had people who have asked a question and you give them an answer, and because it's not the answer they want, they refuse to accept the answer that you gave. It's like, it's not going to, you can ask it, like I'm talking to a toddler. You can ask this question 10 more times. It's not going to change.
Same answer.
It's going to be the same answer. No, you can have cookies for dessert or cookies for dinner. And this is why.
All right. Thank you, Glenda. We're all caught up. All right. Kara's good. All right. 3 more questions. 18. Here comes 18. Another
wait
a
minute. I thought that was 16. Oh. Okay. Nope, we're good. Carry on.
Okay. I thought I messed up. Number 18. Another real world question. Don't have to watch the show. This is if you heard this in the news. In 2005, Jim Doyle, the governor of a U.S. state, was declared Governor Festivus because during the holiday season, he displayed a Festivus pole in the family room of the executive residence. Doyle's 2005 Festivus pole is now part of the collection of the state's historic museum. Name the state. Giving you 5 choices: Wisconsin, New Jersey, California, Oklahoma, or Florida.
I will interrupt with a good one, a non-grievance.
Go ahead.
This is wonderful. This is on our we have a little promo video. It's less than 2 minutes long. It's promotional video for RfR on our YouTube channel. It's one of the more popular videos because we've had it for a while. This is so heartwarming. Now I can finally think the way I want and not ever again think of all of those horrible consequences. I'm finally free with the free will to do whatever I want, think what I want, and never have to account for anything I've ever done again. I call this bliss, and this is the way it should be. There's a possibility this person could be maybe trolling, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have consequences for my actions, but I do think it's genuine. They just wrote that, and it reminds me of the Robert Ingersoll quote of like, I'm free to face all worlds. So let's hope that this was just written slightly, you know what I mean? Like, I read a little bit of I never have to account for anything. It's like, well, you do have to account for yourself. But if you mean spiritual consequences, no, you don't. You're free. You're free to do what you want.
Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, number 19. Another real world one, getting away from Seinfeld, because this is showing how far Festivus actually got into the public consciousness. Number 19. In 2016, this U.S. senator and the author of The Tea Party Goes to Washington published a special Festivus edition of the Waste Report. The Festivus Airing of Grievances has become an annual tradition for him on Twitter. I assume now X. Name this senator, and they are still a senator, I happen to know. I'm not going to give you multiple choice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will receive answers.
Yeah, this person's in the news a lot. So he's been in the news for many years. So hopefully some people know that. Number 20. Which of these Festivus books is a made-up name? Festivus, the holiday for the rest of us. The Real Festivus, the true story behind America's favorite made-up holiday. Festivus, the book, a complete guide to the holiday for the rest of us. The Festivus Miracle. The Festivus Haggadah, that's a Hebrew word, which I can never pronounce properly. Festivus, or none of these are made up. They're all real, or all of them are made up by me. That's the choices. And I have to ask Kat, if you don't come on a trivia game, should I also play these on Susan's trivia? What do you think, Kat? You can shake your head yes or shake your head no. She likes them. All right. I'll have to say for a day. Oh, Karen's here too. So there are several here. People let me advertise. Susan Gerbich's trivia, social trivia by Susan. We play this every single week. We've been doing this since the pandemic began. We're on episode, I don't know, what is it, 5,000? No, it's like 208. So every week for 4 years we've been playing this, and people may take turns, just like I just tonight. The players who play every week, they take turns writing whatever questions they want, and it's 10 in each category. And we play it every Thursday evening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So you could look up Susan Garbick in trivia, and you will find that if you're interested in joining the game. All right, number 20. What am I up to? Number 21.
I can do a sorry if you're
This is the last one. This is the last one.
Okay,
Last one.
okay. And then we'll go. Okay, you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Last question. So Karen in the chat pronounced the word for me because she's always good with pronunciations. I suck. Haggadah. Okay. That's what that was. The Festivus Haggadah. Okay. The only word she's wrong about is Junipero, because that's inside joke. Okay. 12. In 2016, final question, and this is also my 21. This is what question is? Yes, 21 questions. This is the final question, and it is also a real world question. In 2016, a newspaper became the first to allow readers to submit Festivus Grievances, Airing of Grievances, through its website, with the promise to publish them on this date, December 23rd. Which state was this newspaper in? Wisconsin, New Jersey, California, Oklahoma, or again, Florida? That is the final question in the Airing of Grievances. And assuming our scorekeepers got it right, they will be able to announce who the winner and their first runner-up were at some point tonight.
Yeah, at some point tonight. I'm still collecting responses. I think
Okay,
Linda
that's
has
fine.
another grievance
That's
for
fine.
us,
Yeah.
and then we're going to have like a Final Jeopardy song that will play here in a minute while we
Yes.
tally.
Yes.
We do. I collected 2 more. So one, this is, I mean, some of these thoughts that people have, they should probably keep on the inside. It's just, this is so we had a talk, we had Why There Is No God with Armin Navabi. And if you haven't watched that talk, it is one of the most intense RfRxs that we ever did. It is, every single one that we do, I say it's incredible, but it's incredible.
I will put the link in the chat for that one.
It's very emotional. I wept during this talk. It's very, very intense. There's talk of suicide. Like it's really, really heavy one. But so Armin is he's ex-Muslim, and he has a profound story. So this comment, I can tell Armin is being guided by God personally, probably to make atheists just/good on their own. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a superposition based off childhood.
What does that mean?
The first part is, I mean, I believe that the commenter believes obviously in a deity, and that Armin is just being like channeling a god to make atheists better. And this started through it just, again, inside thoughts. Let's just consider kicking them in. And then I've got 2. This is fabulous. This is on Daryl's talk of reclaiming your sexuality after religion with Dr. Daryl Ray. And these, first of all, they're in all caps. We love an all caps grievance. Love shouting. Most of the time, it's the other way around. People reclaim religion after having spent a whole lifetime high on sex, and that behavior sets a devastating example. And then they send another comment. The comment section, all caps, by the way, also all caps. The comment section has definitely been tampered with. ... Why else so few comments? About 20 question marks. Love this. High on sex.
Amazing. Wow. I love it. I love it.
Okay, yes. Thank you for your contribution, sir. We'll keep that in mind.
Thank you for your contribution. That is excellent. Okay, now, while we tally the results, and when I say we, I think I just mean me. David, how many total people messaged you with answers? 4, just the 4. Okay, we'll see what we came out with in just a minute. But while we do that, we would love to entertain you with a song by one of our RFR volunteers. Rob, do you want to play it or do you want me to play it?
No, I actually don't have that queued up. So if you could do, before you do that, let me put the answers in the chat just for the people.
Oh, good idea. Okay, well, you do that. I'm going to continue tabulating. And then, you know what I'm going to actually do next is I'm going to send you the link because I need you to play it while I keep counting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then we'll have our final Jeopardy song, our final Festivus song, and we'll tally up the results. And then we'll say the results during the hangout, so that way we're not saying anybody's name on the interwebs. So stick around for the hangout to hear the answer. But we'll do that. And then
yeah, and if you played along at home, let me read the answers in case
Yes.
somebody's watching this later.
Oh, good. Yeah. Do
Number
that now.
1 was Happy Festivus is the appropriate greeting. Number 2 was 1997. 3 was it was season 9. 4 was The Strike was the name of the episode, nothing to do with Festivus. Number 5 is Kramer. 6 was Frank Costanza. 7 was Jerry Stiller is the actor who plays Frank Costanza. 8, the doll was being bought for his son, George. 9 is Kramer again. The answer to who the person who created this in real life was he was one of the scriptwriters, not Larry David. And the answer to when his family celebrated it was no specific date. It was just a floating holiday. They did it whenever the hell they wanted. Number 12, the pole is made of aluminum. And the reason is it has a very high strength to weight ratio, which is true of aluminum. Number 14, the holiday and the pole represent a rejection of the commercial and religious aspects of Christmas. And the one with the multiple choice, none of them are made up. They're all real and on the website. 16, you have to pin the head of the household, which in the episode was, of course, Frank Costanza. Number 17 was Super Bowl 35, if I'm reading the Roman numerals correct. That was in the year 2000, and the person was Brian Billick, who was the coach, and the team was Baltimore Ravens. Number 18, the state was Wisconsin. Number 19, the senator is none other than Rand Paul of the Tea Party. And G, none of those are made up. Those are all true. And number 21, finally, the state was Florida, specifically in the Tampa Bay Times, though you didn't have to have the paper name. So there you go. All right, so you gave me the video, YouTube video somewhere there.
Yes, I sent it to you in a DM.
I got it. All right, let me share the screen and then share it with everybody else.
And do you want to describe where it came from?
Oh, you can do that.
Not while I'm counting.
Oh. I don't know if I know the whole story behind it.
Oh, I don't know the story behind it either, but one of our amazing volunteers, Audra, who also goes by Madam Who, made this. And she also performed at the excursion this past year, and it was fantastic. And she has some excellent music, and this is just one that we just recently found out about. So we want to share it with you as our sort of final tally the trivia results song.
It's a Festivus song written by Madam Who. And when it starts playing, if you don't hear the audio, tell me I did something wrong. Otherwise, I'll assume you can hear it. Good?
Hear somebody say, what we need to catch a holiday. For those who don't align with anything divine, I guess they haven't heard, but on December 23rd, there's Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus for the rest of us. spirit, animal like me. You can celebrate the new year like everybody else, but now there's a party to celebrate ourselves. It's Festivus, Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus, Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus, Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah, Festivus, for the rest of us. Festivus, for the rest of us. We'll dance and we'll sing and we'll do all the things to make it real. 'Cause Festivus is real. Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus for the rest of us. Festivus for the rest of us.
Amazing. I love that. That was a lot of fun. I like that song. A lot of people were dancing around and I approve. Okay. Yes, let's put the link to that in the chat as well. I'll drop it in. This is our Festivus song. And yeah, thank you to Andra for sharing that with us. There it is. And now I think we have tallied all of the results. It is about time to go to the Hangout, so we should probably share the results there so that we don't say anybody's name on the live interwebs. And I don't think we received any questions. Oh, yes, good point. Let's share the poll results, and then we'll go into the Hangout and we will share the results of trivia. So stick with us to hear those results and to hang out with us. So briefly, the poll results that we asked at the beginning were, have you heard of Festivus? And 73% of people said yes, 17% said no, and 10% said maybe, not totally sure. Again, our polls are always biased because we just poll the people who showed up here. They're not the whole population. It's kind of self-selecting. So 73% of people who came to the Festivus episode had heard of it. What do you know? Second question, if you have heard of Festivus, have you ever done any of the following to celebrate Festivus? And 27% of people have had the airing of grievances. I love it. And now we can say, I guess, that 100% of us have participated in that. 5% of people have participated in Feats of Strength. 8% have had claims of Festivus Miracles. 3% have cooked a traditional Festivus meatloaf. 22% of people have done something else. And 62% of people said not applicable. So they either hadn't heard of it or they have not celebrated it in any of those ways until tonight. And finally, what other holiday of dubious origins do you celebrate? And people could select more than one of these. So the answers will add up to more than 100% most likely. Answer choices included 61% of people celebrate Christmas, 18% of people celebrate Yule, 3% celebrate First Contact Day. Yay, First Contact Day. 9% Passover, 36% celebrate May the 4th. Wow. Hooray. Nobody selected LV426. That's Alien Day.
I got to tell you, I had never heard of that when you proposed putting that on the poll.
All right, fine. Nobody ever picks my answers. That's all right. 3% selected Birth of the Flying Spaghetti Monster Day. Wow, 39% of people celebrate Pie Day. 12% of people Towel Day. That's from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
Yep. And we actually had a skeptical conference that happened to fall on the 25th of May, and they made a big deal about it being Towel Day. Many of the presentations, including mine, which is about aliens, had, something from the Hitchhiker's Guide in it.
Wow.
And the group was the Triangle Skeptics of Raleigh, and they actually gave out commemorative towels with the thumbs up sign from the Hitchhiker's Guide. So.
Nice. I love it. I love it. These are fun holidays. And then 48% of people celebrate something else that may be of dubious origin, but I'm glad we're having fun with our fun holidays. And
Kara, I need to interrupt here and just let people know that everybody celebrates the Flying Spaghetti Monsters Day because it's whatever your birthday is, that is the birthday of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Now, just letting you know that. So there you go. As the high priest of the Church of Flying Spaghetti Monster, I make it so. I deem it so. I proclaim it so.
Oh, so say we all.
There we go.
Appreciate that.
And Rob doesn't give credit to where credit is due here.
All I said was before in the pre I had never heard of that one. I thought you made it up, and
well, I did, but that's because I'm the high priest.
It's just like all the other made-up holidays, is what we're saying here.
That is what we're saying.
It's a real. You all celebrate your birthday, except the Jehovah's people.
Right. It's probably more real, at least than the date of Christmas, because there's no
way.
There
you go.
Even if there was a Jesus, that he was born in the middle of freaking winter with the shepherds bringing him stuff. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It wasn't December.